What's up guys, Larry Chen here. Welcome to another episode of Hoonigan Autofocus. We're out here in Illinois at Autobahn Raceway. It's a private, I guess it's a country club, but instead of a golf course, they have a racetrack, or very, very nice racetrack. We got a beautiful FD RX-7 here. We got the owner, Ben Mich.
Hello.
What's up, Ben?
How's it going?
So we've crossed paths many times before in various occasions. Here in Chicago,
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You have a lot of nice JDM rides.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, okay, so you have this awesome Time Attack FD RX-7. What else do you have?
So I have an S13 that I've been drifting since '04, and then I have a 1990 Skyline R32 GTR.
Oh.
Similar to yours.
Yes. So back in 2016, I think we were at Grid Life. You actually offered to let me drive your car.
I offered to let Larry drive, and I hope that wasn't a curse. Thought about offering to let you drive this car, but man, unfortunately popped the motor that event.
Right, in the 32. Actually, it's funny, that would have been the first GTR I've ever driven. But I ended up actually getting my own. But of course, mine's nothing compared to yours. Well, all your cars are pretty extensively modified. And I mean, you still drive them on the street, right?
Yeah.
Wait, you drive this on the street?
Yeah, it's plated, it's insured. It's actually pretty comfortable to drive. It still has full interior other than from the B-pillar back. I'm not a big fan of gutting cars and making them miserable to drive. You know, it's if you're gonna have it, sometimes you put so much work into a car and then to only really be able to drive it on the track, just you don't get the same amount of reward than if you could drive it on the street, drive it to work, take it.
So you just came off of a really crazy session out there.
It was a wild session. The track is very slick. I think we went out right after the drift session, and yeah, there's some slick spots out there. There's still water on the track as well, and I actually I must have hit the water because there's a kink, and I was doing about 93, and the car just went full sideways. Luckily, kept it clean, but it's a little scary, a little sketchy out there.
So tell us a little bit about this car. So what class do you compete in with this car?
So I'm competing in Street Mod, which is pretty much like, so in Grid Life you have Street GT, which is for kind of like the V8 class, Street Mod, which is modified street cars. You're still supposed to have interior. It's still kind of supposed to resemble a street car. You're allowed to have some aero mods, but not an unlimited amount. Then there's Track Mod, then there's Unlimited. So this one competes in Street Mod.
I love this one because they actually used this for the poster. For
Oh yeah!
One of the Grid Lives.
Oh my God!
So it's like a poster car, and it was actually of Lewis's photo, I think.
I know,
right?
it was. That was
Right?
awesome.
So-
When I saw that, my heart dropped. I was just like, oh my God! I can't believe this. Yeah, that was really awesome.
So let's do a quick walk around here. It's funny because, I mean, for a Time Attack car, like why did you choose a FD? A lot of people kind of say Rotaries may or may not be very reliable, but this is probably one of your most reliable cars.
This is probably my most reliable car. The only time this car ever breaks down on me is when it runs out of gas, and unfortunately that happens a lot because my gas gauge stopped working this year. This car is so easy to work on. It's like, you've got the GTR. I don't know how much you've wrenched on it, but it's a nightmare.
I have permanent scars on my arm just from changing the oil. How about that? Like,
I got my GTR running again finally this year, and I wanted to light it on fire. I couldn't. And then this, I'm not really great at working on cars. I still do the majority of the work on all my cars. This car, you can get in anywhere. It's very easy to work on. There's plenty of room. The water pump went bad 2 days ago. I found a water pump and just did a water pump in, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, or 20 minutes. It's really easy to work on. It's perfectly balanced, you know, they 50-50 weight distribution. The Rotary sits low and far back, so it has great handling. Plus, I just love how they look, you know?
They look amazing.
Once you fall in love with them, it's kind of hard to move on to something else.
Yeah, so tell us about the body here. So what bumper is this?
So this is actually a Mazda bumper. It's a GTC bumper, which is a GT concept bumper that they actually sold. And I picked this up a long time ago before I had any of the other aero. This was the first piece of the puzzle.
Wait, so you're telling me this is stock?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's so the FD, like the Spirit R, that's the one that comes with a license plate holder.
Yeah, or the 99 and ups have that refreshed bumper. Yeah.
But that's crazy that you could buy this bumper. Okay, but obviously you added some aero bits to it.
Yeah, so I'm definitely inspired by a lot of the time attack cars in Japan, and there's a company called Garage Kagotani, and they make a slightly modified version of this bumper where the opening is a little bit larger, the sides are slightly different, and they use these same type of canards, and it just looks so sweet. Sourced those, had them custom fitted by Damien at Exact Performance, and he actually did the cage in the car, and he built this front splitter as well.
This is all function right here.
Yeah, and it's actually a very three-dimensional piece. You only are seeing the front of it, and it's seen better days. It's probably time to refresh it, just cut another sheet. It's just Alumilite. But it is all function, and Damien's really helped a lot with this car, especially with aero. He goes from something light like this. Actually, this is like as light as he'll ever go. He builds huge aero for huge time attack cars, and it's pretty awesome. He does good work.
What is this headlight look?
So these are Aria Memia headlights, which pretty much goes with the rest of the car. It's Aria Memia hood, Aria Memia fenders and side skirts, wing, tail lights, door handles.
Yeah, so I've seen their JGTC car, and I actually saw it run for the first time in 2004 at California Speedway.
Which one? The yellow one? Or
yeah, the yellow one.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just this look is so cool. But like you obviously added these then.
Yeah, those are also the same company, same Aria Memia. Yeah, they really put together a
and
good
this
looking
too.
Kit. Yep. Yeah, everything else.
Well, they're all about their rotaries, that's for sure. And that's including the taillights, everything?
Yeah.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Of course, yeah, you do have a license plate.
Yep, so HTR is Hard Times Racing. That's my buddies and I's race team. Fun thing we do.
Tell me about the wheels.
So the wheels are Desmond Regamasters. They're the original Marquise Promoda. They're kind of hard to find sizes. They crack really easily though. It's probably time for me to switch into something new, but I love the simplicity of the wheel. I love kind of how clean it looks.
They look great.
Other than when you track it and get it all dirty.
So, and then tell me about the brakes.
So it's an AP Racing brake kit from Sakibom Garage. They developed a kit. Actually, my tuner helped develop the kit, John Renna. He's actually the biggest reason why this car runs and the biggest reason why I've been able to build this car. He helps me every step of the way. He, even after each session, I'm calling him and sending him logs, and he's sending me maps. With coronavirus, he's probably sent me 60 maps from Pennsylvania now. We've been just going back and forth remote tuning the car on a new setup.
What a great name, Sakibom Racing?
Sakibom Garage.
Oh, Sakibom Racing.
Sakibom Garage, yeah.
What a great name.
Yeah, they developed the rear brakes too. The rear brakes use the stock calipers, but it's a larger rotor, and then the calipers moved farther out.
So let's check out the motor.
So the motor's actually a stock motor. I had a built one and it was bad out the gate, and Mazda actually still sells these motors new. And so I just bought a new one and just figured leave it alone and just run it until it pops, and if it pops, then we'll build it.
Brand new from the factory?
Yeah, not
really?
refurbished or anything.
Well, like, what do? You call your dealership or something?
Actually, Mazda has a motorsports program, and you kind of sign up for a Mazda Comp account, and if you're competing, you can get discounts on parts, and motors are one of them. So you can pick up a motor for cheaper than it would cost for you to rebuild a motor.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Another plus for the Rotary.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, if you wanted to get a 2J or RB, I mean, I think now they're redoing the RBs, but they're so expensive. Right? I kind of feel like it would be so cool if other manufacturers started doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the old school motors. I know a lot of manufacturers now, including Honda, they're gonna sell their newer motors, but to do like historic things, to keep something like the FD running, that is really, really cool.
Yeah, they all come out of the Hiroshima plant in Japan. but it's pretty easy to get them.
Oh, so that's why Mad Mike calls it the Hiroshima Screamer.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah, that's where it's based out of. Yeah,
that's where it's actually based out of. Okay, cool.
So the car was on twins for the last 2 years, and I finally threw the towel in on the sequential twins and went with a more modern turbo, the EFR 8374, and it's incredible. It's absolutely insane. It's too much boost.
Is it? So it must come on pretty hard.
I actually want to get one for the GTR now, because driving the GTR, I actually thought that I had the vacuum lines wrong because it wasn't boosting, and then I realized it's just lag. So it's a game changer. It's the same time we switched to Haltech. Haltech sponsored the car, and so did wiring, got rid of the old snap, crackle, pop wiring harness and moved on to something new. So we did turbo, harness, and ECU over the winter.
So did you have a chance to dyno this then?
Not yet. Well, we had it all set up, and then quarantine happened like the week before.
What do you think it makes? What number is you going to target?
We're still kind of shaking it down right now, so I'm guessing it's probably around 375 right now. We might end up around 400, 425. The turbo's good for a lot more than that, but stock motor, my main goal for this car is to drive it, so I'm not trying to just eke out every bit of horsepower. So reliable is the key with Rotary.
That's great, yeah. And of course you got like a little V-mount set up here.
Yeah, Gretty V-mount. It's not the prettiest engine bay. There's a lot of rusty water everywhere from my water pump going bad a few days ago, but
it's all function. Yeah. Let's check out the interior.
Sure.
Oh, so these are, is this an actual Arimema? Amemia?
You could.
Amemia door handle?
They're a little cheesy. I picked them up. Mine were all scratched up.
I like this, hard times. That's cool. So all business inside. I see you have a cool suit back there?
I have a cool suit, fast cooling. They're actually local to us in Illinois. I almost had a panic attack because it didn't seem like it was working before my first session. It's a must-have. They say your brain is a processor and you need to keep it cool, because if you go out there sitting grid waiting for people to get towed off and you just cook in your car and then go out and run time attack sessions, it's a little crazy. So it really helps to stay cool, for sure.
Yeah, people don't realize, like, you're getting close to 10/10ths out there. Especially if you're trying to put down a good time.
Yeah.
You need to have all the focus.
You need to have all your wits about you.
Because, especially, how fast are you getting up to on this track?
I have not checked, but I'm guessing probably around I'm not sure, probably around 130, 135.
Right, but at 130, 135, you need all your concentration to make sure you stay on track.
It's a game changer. I added that last year, and I cannot do a session without it. So it's really nice.
So what is that back there? Is that
next to it is a wiper fluid, windshield wiper fluid tank. That's it's for methanol injection into the engine. Tight, yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's auxiliary injection. We're injecting basically a percentage of methanol into the intake to just keep things cool.
And it just does it by itself, like it's all
It's
set?
on a little controller. It starts at about 9 psi of boost, and then it's at like full force around 14 psi. And there's just like a pill in the little injector. And yeah, it keeps the engine cool, keeps it clean. It's a NOx suppressant. It's just a little added extra protection since we're on a stock motor.
You weren't kidding about interior. Like, you still have your headliner and it's still really clean and not like falling down. It's so nice. And you even have your like lights and everything, full dash.
Yeah, I have all my HVAC stuff too. The glove box usually is in here. I like to, the very last thing I like to do is strip out the interior of a car. If all of a sudden I am super competitive and at the front of the pack, then maybe that's when I'll start stripping it. But in the meantime, I've got plenty of work to do driving wise.
I like that these knobs go up to 11.
What we do is, if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly.
These stickers are a little temporary. I was going to make some different ones. This one's traction control and this one's boost. We haven't tuned the traction control just yet. And boost is just a trim switch. So each position you go down, it just trims off like 1 PSI of boost.
Oh, that's this thing right here.
Yep. This one's boost traction, and then this is the cool suit. Just
And you actually have to run earplugs in this thing? Is that loud?
the more like noise you can reduce while you're driving, the more you can concentrate, you know? Kind of like having a seat straps you in, you know, you stop thinking about supporting yourself.
What about that sweet, sweet Rotary sound?
It's too loud now. It's too loud. With the twins, it was all right. Now it's easier to just put those in and focus.
And of course you got to stack gauges.
Yeah, let me turn this thing on. It takes kind of a second to boot up. I kind of rigged up my own little home screen for when the car's not running.
Yeah.
Just give it a second. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Little Hard Times Racing
I like that.
logo. But then you can toggle through screens. This is the main screen that I use.
Yeah.
All the stuff I need. It does lap timing for me as well. Here's kind of like the classic dash that they have, like a different view. And then here's one just kind of with all my sensors. Cool suit hookup, just hooks right up into the little hoses in your pocket.
Tell me about your suspension.
So right now I'm on Reinhardt. They are very adjustable, but I haven't really gotten too far into suspension tuning just yet. It also has adjustable sway bars front and rear. I have a Garage Revolution sway bar in front where it has a blade on one side, and you just rotate the blade and that changes the stiffness of the bar. So you don't have to disconnect it or anything like that. Same in the rear, it's a SARD bar and it has blades on both sides. It's really neat. It's real easy for adjusting it.
This is so clean. This setup is really, it's like Streetcar Plus
Yeah,
going on over here. Yeah, because you could still put your luggage in here if you wanted to.
Yeah, I still pack this thing up. It's a little easier to not have all the trunk carpet, I think, in almost any car, you know. But let me shut this real quick. So Reinhardt coilovers, sway bars front and rear. It's got some fender braces.
It's just such a good looking car. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Time attack, you know, the car doesn't have to look good. It doesn't. But you're enthusiasts, you know, and all your cars, maybe it has some kind of theme where you go to Japan pretty often, right?
We went, I've been twice. I've been twice. I need to go back.
And so, like the stuff that you see there, that's definitely inspired you in your builds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, why not make it look good, you know?
Life is too short to drive ugly
Exactly,
cars.
exactly.
Right there. Cool, well, we're gonna follow you on track today and tomorrow.
Awesome.
We're looking forward to seeing kind of what lap times you're gonna set out here.
All right.
And hopefully we'll get some nice onboard video of you.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if we have a chance, can we take it out onto the street?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So what kind of fuel do you run in at that?
It's just 93, just pump gas.
Really?
Yeah. It's we set it up for flex fuel, but we haven't gotten there with the tune yet. So.
But you still have to run premix.
I don't have to. It's just kind of an extra precaution at the track. Street driving, don't really need to add it. So it still has the stock OMP, the oil metering pump, and it's working. So.
Got it. Got it. Oh wow, stock seatbelt. Kind of amazing.
Yep.
Kind of amazing.
It's kind of safer when you're driving a caged car on the street.
So this is what I really like. I like coming to the track. I see a cool time attack car that I want to take pictures of. And now we're about to drive on the street. Just street sharking, straight up.
Sure is a hot one today.
Oh yeah, it's very warm. I'm happy though. Usually on these videos, this is about the time where I complain about how tired I am and how hot I am. I'm just so happy to be out and shooting, so. This is the first event that we're doing, you know, since everything happened.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely a hot one.
Yeah. Yeah. Next thing you need is AC in your race car.
Well, that's what the cool suit's for.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Essentially it is. So I didn't realize this because I just never really, I guess I never really had a chance to get acquainted with like the IMSA cars, but like pretty much every IMSA car has AC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have like a tiny compressor, condenser. Everything is very lightweight, and it's still performance oriented, but it's not like it's cold air. It's just way cooler air than what's inside the car.
Yeah,
and it kind of keeps them, you know, sane.
I've heard in some series, maybe where they don't have that, they're required to have those cool shirts, those cool suits.
Oh, that sound! Oh my God, I love that sound so much.
It does sound good.
What? That whistling, it's like, wow. That's incredible. It's so crisp.
It is. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
Transient throttle's very. Like you just have boost.
Oh,
We have a stop sign actually.
that's everything right about a street car right there. Oh my God.
Rotaries aren't known for making torque. We actually have boost by gear setup. So first and second gear, first is like 10 pounds, second is 12, and then the rest is 14.
So cool! It sounds like it's revving to the moon. What does it rev out to?
I think redline's at 8,500. I'm not sure exactly where I'm shifting, kind of going by ear. I got the shift lights set up, so if I see certain colors, I know I've gone too far.
Wow, it just sounds so crisp. The sound coming from the window here, it's just like a very, very, very sharp tone.
Yeah.
That I guess would only come from a motor like this.
Yeah, the turbo really helped liven this motor up. When it was on twins, it was very lackluster. It sounded very quiet, stock. It was kind of like you see this really exciting looking time attack car on track, and it drives by, and you're like, oh, not much to listen to. So this turbo really livened it up.
All right, I'm about to get in, drive my first FD RX-7.
I don't know.
We'll find some. Oh, that's an aggressive diff that you have back there. Huh?
It is. I think we need to reset it up. We left it in the stock orientation with the discs, and it's too aggressive. This car just wants to drift.
So is this stock transmission?
Yes. I have an aftermarket oil pan on it. I don't know, it's getting a little more stubborn, the trans. So I don't know if that's one of the next mods, or maybe do a trans cooler as well as a diff cooler. I think both of those things would do wonders.
Oh, I like the mirrors. I didn't even notice the mirrors.
We didn't talk about the mirrors.
Oh, let's talk about the mirrors now.
All right, so they are REMEMIA mirrors, fender mirrors, and they work, as you can see, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, a lot of people think you throw aftermarket mirrors on and you're not going to be able to see anything.
Like,
yeah.
I just look over and naturally I saw that. Oh, it's pretty aggressive clutch, huh?
It's about medium to me. I'm probably just used to it.
Is it single plate still?
It's twin disc. I guess the pressure's not super bad, but it is a twin disc if you're not used to driving something with twin. But yeah, I love the mirrors. You don't have to turn your head to check your blind spots, and there are no blind spots.
Wow. All right, here we go. First time driving FD RX-7. Oh man, it's so close to installing. I didn't install it though.
You saved it. You saved it.
Oh my God. Have you ever been here in your own car?
This is my first time.
It seems like that happens a lot with me. Dude, this thing is so cool.
I feel like this is going to be a reaction video for me being in the car.
This is awesome.
It feels good, right?
You know, it just feels so smooth. I mean, I've driven quite a few turbo cars. I've driven a lot of like GTRs that are like, when it gets on boost, it basically is unmanageable.
Yeah, right.
That sound is just
It's so, I love it.
intoxicating, really. It's amazing. It's really nice. Wow.
This steering wheel's slightly off center, as you've noticed. Just had it aligned, and it was a little.
This is so good. I could see why you like driving this thing.
It's fun, man.
This is such a cool car. Really good job.
I appreciate it.
I love it.
I really appreciate you driving it and checking it out.
So the boost by gear really helps.
So yeah, boost by gear is basically your first form of traction control. That's like the low-hanging fruit where, you know, if you could set it per gear, then you're not going to just be spinning all the way through first.
So and it knows what gear you're in due to miles per hour? Or
yes, it's kind of like a little formula that they have, or like the ECU knows it.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So you kind of it uses the wheel speed sensors. Woo.
Otherwise, first will be unmanageable.
Right. So when we first turned the boost up in this car, which we have had it much higher than it is now, when we first turned it up, I was just kind of mid-gear and second, and the whole car went sideways. I mean, it has the power to put this thing sideways,
right,
even with the grip that it has.
Yeah.
So we figured it's a good starting point.
Amazing. This is so cool. All right, so yeah, it's just, I could just imagine, you know, sometimes it's just too much power.
Right.
It's just too much power.
You got wheel spin, especially if you've got a lot of solid bushings on it. You can almost not even feel that it's spinning. You know.
Yeah. This is great, and you could probably be on gas so often in this, like especially around a track like this.
Yeah. And if you need to lift off, the boost is right back there for you. Like that's one of the real impressive things about this turbo is you can be off and then back on, and the boost just comes on right away. It's really, really nice.
Well, thank you so much for letting me drive your car.
Thank you for driving it.
Like I said, the first thing I noticed, even when you were driving it, was how smooth it feels. Like it's like not rough going into boost, and it also just climbing up the RPMs. It feels so smooth, and obviously probably it helps to have that sound. It's so rich. It's a rewarding sound.
Oh,
it's so good.
Well, I'm glad.
It's actually not as loud as I thought it was going to be, too.
Yeah, it's I mean, that could change if I ever port the motor. You know, we can get crazier with it. But this year, I like doing things kind of one step at a time. Like, I don't need to go crazy. Let's do the turbo and enjoy it. And then when we get used to it, or a little too used to it, maybe port the motor.
Yeah. And the gauges are so nice. They're huge. I can tell right away when I'm about to be close to red line. Just everything, all the displays. It's super nice.
I'm glad we got to do this, especially since we didn't get to do this in the GTR.
Yeah, no, I'm like so. Hey, which by the way, we definitely have to feature your GTR next time I see it. So I already scumbagged you into doing that.
No, that would be awesome. That'd be really sweet. Great. Who knows? Maybe you will buy an FD 4 years from now.
Now, who knows now? You know, who knows? Collect them all, why not? You know, collect all the initial D cars.
Oh, yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Just past the Mark IV Supra, you know. Might be a little too expensive.
Well, you don't know. You never know.
True.
You never know. Thank me. Thank you.
No, thank you. This has been fun.
So, is there anyone you want to thank with this build? Like,
of course. John Renna, like I said earlier, he's really, really helped me out. Renna Tuned is kind of what he goes by. He's a tuner out on the East Coast, tunes FDs every weekend. He's really been the biggest part of this car, him helping me build this over the phone, over the internet, over Facebook. Haltech sponsored the car this year, which was really nice of them. Sebastian, who's in front of us, I don't know if you could get him with your GoPro. He's done a lot of help. Sebastian, wave! Seb, wave! He's actually put in quite a bit of hours on this car. He lives really close by me at home. Fast cooling for the shirt, the cool suit, which is a must-have. Exact Performance, Damien at Exact Performance, helping me with aero. PhD Racing just aligned the car, and they're going to help me with some suspension tuning. Yeah, that's probably it. My fiance.
Thanks, fiance.
Who is 4 or 5 months pregnant, about halfway through pregnancy.
Congrats.
We're expecting a child in November. We're very excited.
You got a Rotary head round the way.
Yeah.
Definitely thank you again. We'll keep an eye on what you're doing on track. We're definitely gonna get some more shots of you in and around the paddock too.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's a wrap.
All right. Thanks, Larry. Appreciate it.